Hormones. This year marked 25 years for the center, whose goal is to promote equality among all women. Women and men are encouraged to visit the Women's Center for information and resources. One frequent visitor is Winter. While born a male, Winter identifies as a woman and struggles to be referred to as a woman.
So it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a free
She's said to be one of Hollywood's it girls. And for Winter Trabex,
Megan Fox. When I look at pictures of Megan Fox, I'm like, I would love to look like that. I think she is so lucky. I look like a guy, and it's like everyone treats me like a guy, and it's like, it gets frustrating sometimes.
as Winter steps into Horton Hall, she feels comfortable and finds the Women's Center to be a place where she can feel like herself. 2 years ago, Winter made a discovery. After a counseling session on campus, Winter realized what was so different. He was transgender. Born Mark, Winter prefers to be referred to as a female. Every so often, she meets with Women's Center Director Steph Erdice.
I think that Winter has really helped us understand a little bit more about the transgendered communities.
Historic pictures of women fighting for suffrage surround the lounge of the center.
Do you feel like those women up there are fighting for you?
I don't know if they would say that, but I feel like if you're gonna fight for women's rights, then those are my rights too, because that's how I want to live. So it's all of a piece, really.
I think the biggest stereotype is that transgender people are often perceived as being homosexual. That has nothing to do with it. It's how you feel about your body. It's how you perceive yourself. It has nothing to do with who you want to sleep with.
And we were talking earlier, and you're not homosexual.
Well, I like girls, and I identify as a woman. So I suppose I am, but I don't know.
So would you say you're a lesbian trapped in a man's body?
Possibly. I don't see it as being trapped. I mean, at first it felt like that, but then I got used to it, and I'm like, well, I can express myself as female, even if I don't appear to be female.
But a barrier Winter faces is the university validating her gender. Winter lives in a disability suite. She says that she pays $950 more to have the room, so she can have her own bathroom.
Well, in the first place, they don't want to let me live with a female on campus, which says to me that they still think I'm a guy.
She hasn't come out to anybody in her family except her father.
He's gradually come to accept it, but I haven't told any other members of my family because I'm not on hormones, and I think, well, there's no rush. I don't need to tell them right now.
When do you think you will tell them?
Probably when I take my first shot, I'm gonna be like, hey, guess what? I'm gonna grow breasts now.
You don't want to tell your family,
Right?
because you're not injecting hormones yet. You're not becoming a woman physically, but yet you expect the university to recognize you as a woman. Doesn't that seem to be contradictory at all?
It's more like I don't want to disclose to my family. I feel like a woman. I want to act and be perceived as a woman, but my family is really conservative, and that's a whole other struggle that I would rather put off until I am really sure I'm really ready.
Can you say the same about the university, though?
Not really, because I mean, when I go into a public bathroom, which is all the universities on the bathroom are public for the most part, I'm like, you know, this one says guy, this one says girl. Neither one really fits for me. There's not like a family bathroom or a everyone go in bathroom. So I feel it's problematic, and I want the university to recognize me as female, so at the very least, I can room with a female and be comfortable with whoever I want to, room with. I think the biggest thing is that being born as a guy, you don't really see how privileged you are as a male. You don't really see how the world treats you like you're the superior gender. And then once you start investigating what females are, what they have to go through, you're like, this is nonsense. Females get treated like crap sometimes.
How's that? Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, women get paid about 75 cents for every dollar that a guy gets paid. And we have fewer women in our legislative branch of government fewer women by percentage than Afghanistan does. I'm like, this is total nonsense. We've got to start treating our women better. So that's why I'm a feminist. It's all about, you can't just look at a woman and say she's inferior, she can't do this, she can't do that. That doesn't work for me.
Why would you want to become a woman then, if you say that?
Just to match up how I feel inside. I mean,
so you feel
I feel like it would be easier for me to be comfortable with myself all the time and continue to fight for women's issues rather than accept this privilege that I was born with and didn't even have a say in, but still feel like I'm just crunched up inside.
Winter is a frequent contributor to the Slate newspaper's opinion column and blogs about transgender issues at feministing.com/members/winter79. And that wraps up the personal stories and hidden barriers, but our SUTV News special report is far from over.
Coming up after the break, stay with us for a live town hall meeting about these important issues from Grow Forum. We have a panel of experts on hand to talk to us about diversity and tolerance on Shippensburg campus.
And you can log online and post your questions and comments on our Facebook page at facebook.com/SUTV News.
We're live from Grow Forum next when Hidden Barriers continues.